Graph using intercepts, page 225. You can use the fact that 2 points determine a line to graph a linear equation, and that's true. For today, the assignment in which you had to graph the linear equations, they gave you actually 5 different points that you had to graph your line through. But really, all you need to make a line are 2 points. What? No, I want you to work on your science. Finish that sheet off that I just gave you. Finish off your math if it's not done. Graphing using intercepts, you really only need 2 points. Okay? So if you have 2 points, you can definitely connect the 2 points to make a straight line. 2 convenient points are the points where the graph crosses the axes. An x-intercept of a graph is the x-coordinate of a point where the graph crosses the x-axis. So we'll have an x-intercept where the line crosses the x-axis. Okay, kind of like if you think of intercepting a pass. The y-intercepts where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay, so make sure you understand the difference between the both of them. Now, they give you on page 225 that sample graph of the 2x plus y equals 6. Okay, so your y-intercept, when y is 0, no, your x-intercept, your y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis is at 0, 6. Your x-intercept where it crosses the x-axis is 3, 0. All right? Any questions on what they are, first of all? In all of these examples that we had, especially the ones you had for today, that there would represent your what? Your y-intercept, because that's where it crosses your y-axis. Here represents where your x-intercept is because it crosses your x-axis. So every one of these lines has that. They all have this and here, and there. When you have 0, 0, that's where it gets a little bit dicey, but nonetheless. So what do we do? How do we find them? So let's say we want to find out what our x-intercept is and what our y-intercept is, and we have a linear equation formula that's present. Okay? Essentially, if you want to find the x-intercept, you know that your x-intercept is going to be where y is 0. Okay? So your x is where y equals 0. So to find that, I'm going to plug that in to my equation, y being 0. Okay, so I'm going to make y 0, because if that's a coordinate, that should tell me where x is, and I can go from there. 2x plus, well, 0, right? That makes that 0 equals 28. So x will equal 14. Okay? So your coordinates for your x-intercept, 14, 0. Right. Okay, so if in order to get my x-intercept, that means y is 0. So if I'm working through my graph, so what I did was I took this equation and I substituted a 0 for y. So 2x plus, what is 7 times 0? 0. So 2x plus 0 is just like 2x, right? So that's what happens to that. Okay. How would I find the y-intercept? And that is when x equals 0. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so instead of putting the 0 for y, I put it for x this time because that's how I find my y-intercept. Therefore, really ends up giving us 7y equals 28, and y would be 4. So we would have, for the coordinates here, 0, 4. What would the line look like? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's my 14, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 0, 4. That would be my line. I only need 2 points. Okay, so on a linear equation, to be working with. Okay. Now, of course, you can go back and you can take a look at the equation and say, oh yeah, well, I can easily solve for this equation with some x and y values. I can do that. Okay. Okay, so you try. Try the x-intercept and the y-intercept for 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. We're set up here, our x-intercept when y is equal to 0. 3x would equal 6. My x-intercept is 2. When x is equal to 0, I'm going to have 2y equals 6. Therefore, y will equal 3. Good. So that's sufficient. You say your x is 2 and your y is 3. Okay? Any questions there? How about number 2 on the bottom of page 225? Try this one. A little bit more complex of an equation, but definitely not out of the realm of what you can do. That's 2y equals 10. Same thing. Okay, set up for the first one. I already plugged in the 0 for y. So 4x is equal to 10. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 10 over 4. What is 10 over 4? 2.5, right? Or if you wanted to go decimal on me and say 2.5, that's fine. Okay. Then here, did you get that, Marlia? Okay. So this was okay with you? Okay. So then here, a negative 2y, hopefully we caught that. Divide both by the negative 2. Y equals, good. Okay, very good. All right, so again, not that much different than what you already did. Just making sure to catch your positives and negatives there. They may ask you to graph, and they may ask you to graph using your x and y intercepts. 3x plus y equals 15. Okay? So if we are going to take this linear equation, and the nice thing is that what did you have to do for today when you had to graph the linear equation? A lot of times you had to flip-flop the equation around itself, so it was y equals, or you had y by itself. If you graph based on just your x-intercept and y-intercept, you really only need to find 2 points. So let's find our x-intercept first. and that's when y is 0. So let's go 3x plus 0 is equal to 15. So x is equal to 5. Full coordinates there would be 5 comma what? 5 comma 0, right, if y is 0. And then for my y-intercept, that's when x is 0. So 0 times 3 is going to be 0. Y equals 15. Need to do anything else there? That's where it is. So if x is 0, y is 15. Then over off to the side, let's graph these 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's that first point. And then 0, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's my 15. Draw your line through the 2 points. But you wish you had known that for today. Save you a lot of time. Okay, can I give you one a try real quick? I don't need a perfect graph, at least while we're doing these in class. Give you an easy one. Y is equal to x minus 2. Okay, so when our y is equal to 0, oops, x minus 2, and we solve for x. Do the opposite of subtraction 2 mark. So x equals 2 minus 2 equals 0, right? And then when x is equal to 0, negative 2, y is equal to negative 2. Did you have to do anything with the... So we've got a 2, 0 to graph, and a 0, negative 2. Two, 0, and a 0, negative 2. Any questions? You want to do another one? Another one like that? Yes? Y is equal to x plus 3. I have to solve for x, so the opposite, I got to get x by itself. The opposite of adding 3, subtract 3. 0 minus 3 is equal to x. Negative 3 equals x, so I'm going to have a negative 3, 0 as my first coordinate. And then here, 0 plus 3 equals y. Same as just saying y is equal to 3, because that's really nothing, right? Y equals plus 3, positive 3. So there, 0, 3. There are my 2 points. Something along those lines, right? Okay. So on 229, numbers 4 through 15, they just want the x-intercept and the y-intercept. You're not graphing anything. You just tell me what the x-intercept is and what the y-intercept is. Okay? 2 numbers. And then 16 through 27 are asking for you to do what we just did with the graph. Get the 2 points and then graph them. So let's go 7 through 12 in that section. And let's go 18 to 20 in the other.